Hey, what's up? This is DeadEndRoad Show. It's Bill and Ian. It's been a week. I feel like I didn't have as much time to plan as last week. So if this one feels maybe messier than last week, I apologize for that. But
I mean, I prepared for my segment.
Okay, well that's good. Then you're bringing the fire. I'm bringing the messiness this week. Because last week we had some deep dives, some conspiracy stuff, and I didn't have time to really do the research, do the work. Do we want to open then with your fun stuff then?
Oh, I'm the opener today.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. You threw me for a loop.
I'm sorry, but
no, I'm happy to.
If
I'm
you're
happy
ready,
to do it. Yeah. I thought maybe we would save the best for last, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're doing.
We gotta reel them in though.
It's true. Yeah. So we're doing another Dating is Dead. Another TikTok edition of Dating is Dead. The second ever TikTok edition. And I compiled some funny videos that I found on TikTok. Some of them actually. What's that?
Are these gonna be more like advice, or are these
these are more like stories.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them has to do with a new feature that Hinge has, which is pretty interesting. I guess we'll start there. So this is the first one. Yes.
I tried that one.
You tried Hinge?
Yeah. But this was a while ago. It seemed very pretentious to me. Like it's basically just Tinder, I mean they're all Tinder, but it felt like it was trying to be like, oh, we're the better Tinder, like we're the higher class Tinder,
right?
If you know what I mean. But where like they'll give you these prompts, similar to OkCupid, but like where people will just kind of like shit out one sentence instead of like kind of getting into it.
Well, speaking of shitting out one sentence,
okay.
This new feature they have, I guess they're trying to separate themselves from like Tinder and the rest of them, because I don't know of any other of these dating sites that has this, but this is from Melissa Merck on TikTok.
Okay.
I was going to delete Hinge, but then they came out with the audio feature.
Well, I'm surprisingly good at driving with my knees.
I was feeling super stressed, so I went to the doctor, and she gave me some pills for anxiety, so I tried them out, and I ended up adopting 6 pet rats.
Fried chicken.
Daniel, like the name Daniel. To use it in a sentence, hey, that cool guy Daniel over there.
Having a bath after a long day is literally heaven.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You know what they've just reinvented?
What's that?
They've just reinvented video dating.
Well, what's video dating?
Okay, it was a thing in the 90s where you would pay a subscription and you would record a video of yourself talking about yourself and mail in the tape, and then the tape would get circulated around to other singles that would then watch the tape, and if they were interested in you, the company would like give the contact information or something like that.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. So
is there like an archive of
there
those?
Might be. No, but there's a really good Tim and Eric bit about it.
Wow, so it's like speed dating, but just over the mail.
Yeah. Hold on. You don't really need the visual for this, even though it's pretty good. But
okay.
I'm a gamer, and I'm into massive multiplayer online gaming communities. If you meet me online by Grubb's Tavern, I will show you where the treasure is hidden. My online alter ego is 18 feet tall and has giant wings like an angel's, but also like a demon's. His name is Carlor. Carlor can anything, and he will and has. Women, devils, angels, animals. You need to get with him because my penis only has a tip. It's like someone glued an acorn to the bottom of my torso.
So whenever...
Is that Rainn Wilson?
Yes, it is. It's Rainn Wilson. So whenever the guy was explaining how to pronounce Daniel, that immediately made me think of that sketch. But yeah, they've just like redone that again.
Everything comes back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have this one too. It's super short. But this is from Jabroni Central. It's just a very good quick Hinge audio clip. This is their best celebrity impersonation.
Link from Zelda. Hi! Yeah!
That's not bad.
It's not bad. That would get my attention.
Let's stop the autoplay. Yeah, no, that wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than the dude just shouting fried chicken.
I forget what the prompt was for that. Because the audio, you can't see there's a prompt with these.
Yeah.
And then you hear the audio clip along with it. I guess this is just like part of their bio, right?
It's just part of their page.
Yeah.
It's similar to OkCupid where they give you prompts and you could respond to them. So I guess the new feature is instead of just typing something, because that's, I guess, too hard, you can put a little voice memo there. And I assume the next step will be just putting videos there.
Yes.
So they've just
reinvented
this.
Do you think this will cut down on or contribute to catfishing?
That's a good question.
Because I was thinking about like if I was a catfish, you know how you can like do like voice changers?
Yeah. Do people really fall for those though? I always feel like it's really obvious.
I don't know. There's the voice changer things.
Yeah, it like sounds like modulated. Maybe that's just me because I edit audio, but like,
Because I was thinking like a nice like LeVar Burton would be.
Oh, you want to catfish people as LeVar Burton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And
or
then
somebody with like a very nice voice,
And then you could get on Jeopardy.
That is the long term goal there. Yeah.
Your way on Jeopardy. Yeah, but like all those like fake voices, like they always sound like fake. Like there's like a whole thing with like some people think that a lot of the anime girl VTubers are actually dudes, like with a voice changer.
Oh.
And it's like, no, do you know how people sound? Like, do you? Like, it's like really obvious. Like, 'cause like I've actually never used it. I think I have some kind of sound changing features. I've never done it. I don't even know what button I would hit. Wait, what is this one? Hold on. Like, what does that do?
Sounds like you still.
Really? Didn't do anything?
No.
What about that?
Nope, still you.
Okay, well, never mind. I have buttons. I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's really obvious. Like whenever somebody is like using one of those like pitch shifters, not to mention like if they're like doing like an auto tune thingy.
Sure.
It's like, so, but yeah, if like somebody is using like sound clips from something and somebody doesn't know like what it's from, then I guess that would be a way to.
This is like somebody. One of those like edited together sound clips, where you take out of context words and turn them into like a sentence. So you have like Barack Obama say something absurd or whatever.
Right. I mean, that's different. Yeah, because that's like an AI that's we've talked about this, like the Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
But that's like an AI model that is repurposing somebody's vocal profile. But that's a lot of work to catfish somebody.
Yeah. I mean, if they add video, then you can get into like deepfakes and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep the LeVar Burton idea in the back of my mind until the technology is there.
Yeah. Now, there was a segment I had to cut out before because you got very upset at me when I brought this up. I think it was during the Sexy Beasts, but I'm going to. Now that you mentioned LeVar Burton, and you might make me cut this out as well.
So you're saying you've already tried this once, and now you're trying it again?
Pretending to be LeVar Burton, is that blackface?
It depends on the context, I think.
Okay.
I mean, if it's just audio, then obviously not.
Okay.
Right?
I'm genuinely asking.
I don't think we're the experts.
Well, sure, obviously.
It's an interesting question, though.
I think it is. Yeah.
What's the email that you can write in if you have
video at DeadEndRoad is pretending to be LeVar Burton, not blackface.
Because I can scrap it. If it's problematic, I can scrap it. I won't do that. I won't catfish people as LeVar.
Sure. Yeah. Oh boy.
Anyway, this next one is the story, dating story on TikTok. Okay. This is from @LordLiz. Guess we'll just play it.
This is not Lord the musician.
No, this is not. No.
Okay.
On a date tonight, and I've been dating this guy for a couple of months, and you know, we're both hesitant to be in like a committed relationship because we've both had some stuff happen in the past, somewhat recently, but I'm now more in a place where I want to be in a relationship, and so I'm going to be putting myself kind of out there tonight, and I'm really nervous. This is the before. I'm nervous, but I'm excited to just tell him how I'm feeling. He said no.
Okay.
I love just like choosing to put that out there anyway after the fact because it's funny.
Yeah. The tags that this person's using.
Oh no, that's a common TikTok thing. It's I guess whatever's like featured on the site at that time or like whatever's trending, you'll just like put that tag in there, I guess, so it ends up on more people's pages. It has nothing to do with the actual video, obviously. Like this one is like KFC related.
Yeah, KFC secret menu hacks.
Yeah, no, that's like something that everybody does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not. I might cut this out. Also, I'm treading dangerously this week, but
like preemptively apologizing for everything.
I know, but I know somebody that was seeing somebody not for a very long time, and the person they were seeing sort of asked them like how they were feeling about like how things were going and you know how they felt about each other, and then this person I know said. Yeah, like I like you a whole lot. You know, I'd like to get more serious and see where this goes. And then the person they were seeing said, yeah, I don't feel that way at all. And
whoa,
yeah, it's like okay.
So you lead with the question,
right?
Oh my god, that's not how you do it.
No, it was really fucked up.
Yeah, jeez.
So yeah. So that
I thought you were going to say that they were asking them how they felt about KFC secret menus.
I don't know. Now I'm curious. Are there secret menu hacks?
You'll have to click on the hashtag. That's what it's there for.
God damn.
Yeah. So I get you.
The KFC around us was completely submerged recently.
by the storm?
Yeah, and
it's a good thing there's a boat next to it.
No, yeah, there is. There's a boat in its parking lot for whatever reason.
I hate that so much. Have you ever seen the like the graphic that's on that thing?
Isn't it just some busty woman?
Yes.
And
it's been there for like decades, and it's so ridiculous and frankly gross, and it's just sitting there next to the KFC in full view. Yeah,
and the boat's name is like the Seaman's Ass or something like body and like and the boat is just always there. Yeah, and then we had flooding from a storm like a couple months ago, and there was video footage of the KFC completely underwater.
Oh my.
Just completely underwater. And my dad is a big fan of the Colonel's chicken, but we have not been back there since because it was submerged. It was like some BioShock shit.
I feel like I went there fairly recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had no idea it was that bad there.
Yeah, so just this week we went to Popeyes instead because we still don't know the status of the KFC. Secret menu hacks.
Yeah. So we talk about Hinge, we talk about Tinder, but TikTok can be a good place to post your dating profile, throw it out there to the world. One example here is from Kellen Hannes on TikTok.
I feel like you shouldn't be doing this unless you're a teenager looking for other teenagers.
Well, just wait and see it first.
Okay.
Eligible single man. I can cook, I can clean, and I can... Hi, my name is Kellen, and I'm an eligible...
Do you know the age of this person?
No.
Let me do a 19. Okay. what else does no, never mind. Nope, not gonna say it. Never mind. I don't know why I'm living dangerously.
This
week. I'm not gonna say it.
It's just a funny video of somebody playing the trumpet. Just really innocent.
Yeah. All right.
Moving on. So
very talented. Yeah.
No, very good. Yeah, it's just nice little swerve there.
Just bring that out. Yeah.
So these next two. So this one here. This is from at Christiana Berkey. It's a bit of a longer one, bit of a story to it. But before we watch it, I wanted to ask you an important question.
Okay.
Which is steak or fish?
In general?
Yeah. Just which one are you going for?
Oh, I'm a steak guy. I love steak.
Terrific. That is the answer I wanted to hear. So here's.
Are you about to ruin steak for me?
No, not at all.
Do I want to be married one day? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I want a happy, healthy relationship? With all of my body. But here's why I like being single. I'm 28. Let's start there. I've done the dates. I've done the apps. I've had the fun. I've done the stuff. And it's Friday night. And any normal sprite woman would say, I've got to go out. I've got to dress up. Let me put on my lashes. Let me look good. No. See, I'm married to my evening. I drove 10 minutes to my favorite market. I got my favorite organic wine. I bought a chocolate cake that happened to be vegan. I didn't know it was vegan, but that's okay. And I made myself a steak that has caused me to actually kneel. I'm kneeling to my steak. I'm eating it straight from the cutting board. See, if a man can do this to me, don't twist it. Don't do it. Don't get nasty. But if a man can evoke these types of emotions for me, of utter joy, pleasure, euphoria, then yeah, I'll go out on a Friday. I was invited out tonight. I was. But I declined because there's something that is infinitely better to me about feeding myself, watering myself, and putting on a good movie and getting a good night's rest than walking around a bar hoping to run into a quality fish. That's all I have for you tonight.
Where has she been all my life?
See, there you go. Dating is dead. It's in the ground, 6 feet under.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Also, one, she's very tall because the fact that she could kneel in her kitchen and also have enough height to be able to comfortably eat the steak off of the countertop as if she were just standing there. So that's something. The other thing is that she said that she bought organic wine.
Right.
All wine is organic.
Is it?
It's made out of grapes.
Well, isn't there probably some, processed?
What else are you making wine out of?
I don't know.
Organic means that it has carbon in it.
Well, when would a cake not be vegan?
Milk.
Oh, milk. Eggs. That's right. Yeah. I guess I was thinking vegetarian.
Yeah. But yeah, I think all wine is organic.
Well, that's good to know.
On account of the grapes.
We have a regular old sommelier here on the show.
Well, most things that are labeled organic are already organic.
Ah, okay. So it's just like a marketing scheme.
Yeah, because...
You can charge you a few dollars more.
Because if it was alive, it was organic. And if it decays, it's organic.
Are you sure, it's not referring to maybe additional things that are typically put in it?
If it will go bad, it's organic. If it decays.
Okay.
If it
honestly, not where I anticipated the conversation around this one going.
Yeah? Where did you see it going?
I don't know. Just not decaying meats.
I'm talking about the grapes.
Oh, the grapes.
Yeah, if somebody says that organic meat, then they're full of shit because meat is very organic.
I don't know. Have you ever eaten at McDonald's?
Okay, that's well, they coat that shit in like plastic wrap. So that's different.
And then they put a wrapper on.
Yeah.
So that's I felt like that was a pretty good case for staying at home on a Friday.
I will find any excuse to not go anywhere ever.
Totally. Another good argument. This is the last one I have for you here. Another good argument for passing up on the date night, dinner out type deal, comes from the very appropriately named Sweaty Ass Cheek on TikTok. You'll see why in just a second.
Who among us? let he who does not have
an organic sweaty ass cheek.
An organic sweaty ass cheek cast the first stone.
But you'll see in a second just how apt that name is here.
Oh Christ.
Okay, so last night I went out to dinner with my whatever and his mom. We went to this really nice place, right? And got this like shrimp scampi thing because I was craving some seafood. Anyways, it was just me and him in the car on the way home because his mom met us there, and I was literally shitting myself. Like, there was so much garlic in the scampi that I was farting so much the whole way home. It was a lot to handle for everyone involved. And I just had it again for dinner tonight because it was so expensive, and I was like, I need to fucking eat it. And what am I doing? I'm on the toilet. Yeah. Then he slept over and it was fun and fine.
Yeah.
Went back for more.
Okay. All right. There's a lot to take in here. My first question, does he eat ass? She said they had fun. Stayed over.
It was a good old buffet if he does.
Yeah. I mean, little dessert. I don't know. Number two, I was going to bring this up. Like, dinner is like, that's the standard date, right? That's like that's the thing,
Sure.
Everybody's working towards that dinner date, right? That's the goal. That's the thing. It feels like a trap, though. There are so many pitfalls. Like, what do you get? What do you order that does not blow up in your face and then the face of your date?
A salad.
Okay, but then what? Then you get the spinach in your teeth.
Yeah.
Then the dressing might be a little too fragrant.
I mean, I have a problem. Breath. I have a problem fundamentally with this because I don't like eating in front of people.
No, I don't either.
It's just not ideal for me.
I'm feral. I don't have good table manners.
Yeah.
Like I'm good enough to not put the elbows on the table, but other than that, I don't know what all these forks are about. I don't know any of that. I don't know any of that shit.
Right.
I just eat it. I'm not like chewing my mouth open. I'm not like a complete barbarian, but like.
Well, that's good.
But it just seems like a trap. Because that's the thing with the steak. Like I want to eat the steak at home too. Because then talk about a sweaty ass cheek. You get the meat sweats. And then like garlic. Garlic is a pain in the ass. And I'm Italian. I fucking love garlic. But you can't get that shit out of your mouth. It takes a week. You're brushing and that shit stays.
A week, huh?
The mouthwash, everything, it stays. You get a lot of garlic, that stays.
I mean, what I love the most about this video is that she went back the next day and had it for dinner again.
No, it sounds like she had leftovers.
Oh, that's what I mean. She went back to the same food. Yeah, she went back to the leftovers and had it again because it was expensive.
I mean, it sounds like it was good, right?
In the moment.
Right. I mean, we all put up with a lot of things. Like, I'm basically lactose intolerant. I fucking love ice cream.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, don't they have that, like,
Yeah, but the number of times I remember to take the Lactaid pill.
Oh, I didn't know there was a pill.
Yeah.
Because I drink Lactaid milk.
I do too, whenever I remember that milk exists. But yeah, you get with the ice cream, you get the bloating and it's like, oh, you feel awful, but it's ice cream. It's too good.
Yeah, it's not worth it, though. Not worth it.
No, it is. It is. But yeah, it's like you're going out with somebody, you don't really know them. There's too many traps. Food is full of landmines like that.
Well, then what's your alternative then?
I don't know. It's dangerous out there.
Yeah, that's why you just stay inside.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why you stay inside and you do this segment.
Exactly. God.
Anyway, that was all I had for this TikTok edition of Dating is Dead.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like, people. It doesn't seem like people are having the best time out there.
Well, to be fair, this is my For You page, so
yeah,
there's probably, I think thematically it fits for me, but I think there's probably some good stories out there. I'm just not going to encounter them.
So the psychological profile as dictated by TikTok is staying inside and shitting yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
I mean, that was in between all of the Astroworld videos I was getting over the weekend. Like that filled up my entire thing for like 3 days.
Yeah. My favorite thing about that is how people are like,
you have a favorite thing about it?
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite thing is like how people are like, oh, the satanic panic is back.
Oh yeah, no, I saw like Travis Scott is sacrificing people to the devil, right? That was a theory going around.
Yeah, and I'm like, it never went away.
No, there's literally a movie on Netflix called Satanic Panic that came out like last year.
It never went away. People were saying the MCR was a death cult, It never went away. It's whatever dark music kids listen to is satanic.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna put the Astroworld stuff into the show notes, but I don't know if there's really nothing that we can contribute to it. I don't think.
Yeah, I that was my same thinking, which is why I didn't. Yeah.
Do you have any? Because I haven't actually talked to you about it at all either. Like, do you have any just any thoughts on it? Just general like.
What really annoyed me was like in the immediate aftermath was how the cops said it's like, oh yeah, there was some crazy guy poking people with needles and that's what caused it.
That's what caused it? I didn't hear people saying that's what caused it.
Yeah, he there was some crazy guy poking people with needles full of drugs, and so that caused a panic, which caused people to rush around.
Oh, that is nonsense.
Yeah, it's like, are you serious? And then, of course, it takes like 5 days later for them to admit, yeah, no, that wasn't true. But it was the cops spreading that shit around.
Yeah.
Like they claimed some security guy got poked with a needle and had to use Narcan to save his life. Just the whole purpose was to just spread the image that there was like this wild, rampant drug use, like hard drug use.
Yeah.
At the event.
Yeah, there seems to be this false narrative about how the quote unquote type of crowd at this event is part of what caused this to happen, which is just such nonsense because this is a festival and it's the same people that would go to any other festival. Like it's 50,000 people plus.
It looked like it was mostly white teenagers.
Yeah. It's mostly kids. It's mostly kids. Yeah. So it's like just way off there. It's way off on that take.
Yeah, it's like how are they bringing in fucking fentanyl tipped needles? Like the security was dog shit, but like really? Like they're smuggling in fucking syringes full of heroin?
I mean, I would imagine a couple people could have gotten something like that in there because like you said, the security seems almost non-existent.
That's a stretch though.
Yeah.
Like that's a stretch.
But it is that type of narrative is really getting away from like the actual problems here. Like the fact that like the police and like paramedics were there for like a good half hour, 40 minutes before the show even stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrifying. Like it's a case where it was just overcapacity.
Completely overcapacity. Yeah, it was like what 50,000 was the count of
so it sold 50,000, but then you have videos of
people sneaking in,
kids like breaking down a fence and rushing in, and then you take into consideration the security issue that was clearly a problem. So
it really was a problem of overcapacity. Like this was just a fucking parking lot, you know. So like there are no like clear designated exits for anyone. And in that massive bodies, like there are just too many people. And this is such a young audience that they don't know the like physical space, like dimensions of it. This is 50,000 people and pretty much all of them, their entire goal is to get to the front.
Yes.
So they don't really like have the awareness to like understand like what that means like physically.
You know what's bothered me a little bit?
Size.
Something that's bothered me about this is like the mainstream media coverage of this. Like I'm talking like NBC News, CNN, etc., has focused its headlines on the type of show that Travis Scott likes to have, which is like a very very lively, very like mosh pits and crowd surfing and like have the ground shake and like just, you know, very like pumping up the crowd, right? Like that's his thing.
Yeah, no, I saw one clip where some fucking newscaster is talking to some event security expert or something, some bullshit authority, and he's like, well, you know, he was telling them to make the ground shake, and even the security guy's like, oh no, that's really nothing. That he's just, you know, just trying to entertain.
Yeah, it's literally like any sort of like metal or rock concert, right? Is the exact same type of thing.
Any high energy performer is gonna say something like, let's get nuts, or, you know, it's just like any you know, generic thing like that.
And so they go into like these headlines or talk about like, oh, his history of encouraging this type of behavior just seems a bit off there, because it's like it's a festival, it's a concert. Like what do you expect, right?
Yeah, the weirdest thing was like all the clips of like other artists, mostly like rock performers, being circulated of them like, see, look, no, like somebody got hurt, they stopped the show, look at this.
I saw a lot of those. Yeah,
it was really uncomfortable because there are also clips of other Travis Scott shows where he stopped shows, and he also briefly stopped the show, this time a couple times.
Right. On the flip side, like there is a lot of footage of like a portion of the crowd chanting stop the show, and like you have you know, this big like vehicle, like this like
there was paramedic
it was an ambulance, okay, in the middle of the crowd, and like he's continuing the show through all of these things, and it's like unclear how much he knows about what's going on, right? Because then there are people that like, I guess people that come from backstage and try to talk to him, and he kind of like shoos them away, like dismisses them.
Yeah.
So there is that stuff, which is a little bit concerned. Like it makes it.
I really do think that this was just down to a really shoddy production though, because the production team can just fucking cut the stage lights.
That's right.
Like,
yeah.
Cut the fucking mic.
Right.
So I don't know if it was a situation where like he probably can't hear the individual people over that crowd. It's 50,000 people.
It's 50,000. Yeah.
You know, like he can't hear. Like you can hear them in the video, but that's because it's their video, like the people around them.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So that gives a false perspective. Like he's got in-ear monitors in. You know, like. He probably can't hear the people in those specific people in the crowd over the like dull roar of all those people. We have no idea what the people of the crew came out and told him. I don't know if this is a situation where he like didn't want to cause further panic and wanted to continue on. Like I genuinely don't know. I don't know this dude, right? I'm not familiar with him, so I'm not gonna like try to defend his actions because I truly don't know.
Yeah, like unfortunately, and I guess we're kind of like feeding into that a little bit too, but it's like this is kind of in line, at least like from the TikTok perspective of what I've seen, you know, over the last weekend and everything. When there's a story like this, it's almost like the true crime thing where it's like there's so much speculation.
Yeah.
And people don't really know, you know, just people trying to give their take and they don't really know. All you can really do is see the footage and kind of piece things together. But because like people, because, you know, they have an idea of what Travis Scott maybe did or didn't know about what was going on. And then he makes the apology video, or not apology. I guess it kind of was. But the video he made the next day, people were like, oh, it's disingenuous, which like man, I don't know.
The BetterHelp partnership thing is really rough though.
It is. It's
really rough.
I don't know what you do in replace of that though.
Just cough up some cash.
Okay, fair.
You know,
yeah.
Like at the very least, at the very least, refunds.
The thing that makes me think he didn't know the severity of it while he was performing is that he went to an after party. You know, after the show was over, and that's apparently where he learned about the fatalities. So
yeah, it seems like the production and the people around him didn't know, and it's like, well, how soon after did the public know how many fatalities? You know. Because like the officials there had to sort through how many. Like it just seemed like chaos because the quote unquote medics that were there seemed to be woefully inequipped. Were people that were trained, that were in that were attendees, were trying to help out just to fucking save people. So I don't know how soon after like numbers got out. I don't know the timeline. And again, I'm not trying to absolve him of anything, but like,
right.
It's not surprising given how shoddy it is. And I don't know if that's like his crew or whatever trying to insulate him or what, or if he just truly didn't find out until that point. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, it's a horrible thing, obviously. Like I've never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, no.
Like, there are venues that will have a history of like overselling, beyond their safe capacity, but this is like something else entirely. I mean,
yeah, like I don't know how many shows I've been to like at Barricade, that got nuts and like I was pressed up against, the fucking barricade, but like nothing where I felt like I was actually in danger.
Right.
The most annoying thing was a girl that kept stomping on my foot purposefully,
Sure.
Nothing where I like actually felt like I was going to get hurt. So yeah.
Yeah, there's like firsthand accounts of like people that had to that were near like a barricade or fence and they were just like fighting for their lives to get rescued. Couldn't breathe, getting crushed, just a nightmare.
Yeah. And I think this is an audience that just doesn't like, it just isn't familiar with this situation at all because I just think they're too young. Like,
I mean, to a degree, maybe, but I also think when you have that many people and you have obviously a mismatch between the amount of people that are there and the amount of people this place can hold, it's just, I don't think it even comes down to like who it is that's there. I think it's just a mass wave that is like unavoidable in that type of situation. When there's excitement and people are trying to go in one direction and it's that many people, there's no stopping. There's no stopping that mass crowd from.
No, I do think that's true too. But like, if you look up in like, it's gonna sound dorky or whatever, but like the scenes we grew up in, like the shows that we would grow up in, like going to shows where there would be mosh pits, but like people like wouldn't like fucking purposely pull you into them, or like try to involve people that weren't actively moshing. Like there are like unwritten codes of conduct for that kind of shit.
Yeah, but what are the codes of conduct when you literally cannot move a centimeter?
Like there, you're not supposed to like from the back push the entirety of the crowd because whenever there are that many people, it creates literally a tidal wave. Like I've experienced this being at Barricade at shows that had a lot of people, a whole lot less, obviously. Maybe 2,000 max. If people push from the front, and especially if the people in front of them are not expecting it, it's just a wave. It goes through.
Yeah.
And it always eventually reaches the front, and then it always comes right back. It's this cyclical thing where then the front tries to reestablish and pushes back, and so it goes like that. So if people don't have the understanding of what's going on, and they just keep pushing and just keep pushing, that force just keeps going. So eventually it shows people do calm down. This didn't seem like it was happening, especially because that panic and a lot of people set in because they couldn't breathe, they didn't have room, they couldn't move and get out. So it's obviously a very different situation. But I do think that there is something to be said about a younger crowd that doesn't have the experience of maybe going to see smaller artists and smaller shows. And knowing how a lot of things operate, and I'm not trying to blame the audience at all, but like knowing how to sort of operate safely, I guess. Knowing like what to look out for. Like I've been in some fucking unruly ass crowds. And I went to shows like as a teenager with my little sister, where like I like had this duty to like shield her from shit. And the way that you have to like stand your ground and stuff, and this is not even people being malicious, this is just people fucking moving and shoving, like not even near you, but just the fucking kinetic movement of things happening in the crowd. You have to know how to like guard yourself in a way.
Yeah, this is like the worst possible case scenario, the worst possible outcome of a situation like that.
Of course. Yeah. And I'm like I said, I'm not trying to blame the crowd at all, but like I think if they had some awareness, maybe there would have been I don't know, like maybe it would have calmed down to the extent where there wasn't that huge push, or maybe at least it would have subsided at some point. But by then maybe the damage would have been done just because of the dimensions of the crowd and the sheer numbers. Because putting that amount of people in just a fucking parking lot it's already asking for trouble. And it seemed like, I don't know the whole layout of like this stage or whatever, but it just seemed like they were funneling them in and then they were just fucking penned in.
Yes. It was like, it was like different. It was like a few different like square sections that were divided by like these little pathways that were for like media or like, I don't know, any like quote unquote VIP people that were there. Right. But yeah, you have like these big sections just packed in completely with people.
That's like, that's not how you do it. There's like not enough exit. It needs to be opened. You're fucking outdoors. It needs to be opened. People have to be able to basically exit from all sides.
You know, I saw there was one TikTok account, and by account I mean like a telling of what happened. There's this one TikTok where it was from a guy who was near that like VIP section, and he was trying to help people get over the fence who were really struggling.
Right.
And there's like a woman who is in the VIP section already. Like that's where she was for the show. I guess she got a ticket for that or whatever. And she's complaining to the people trying to save the ones getting over the fence. She's complaining, like, why are you letting them in here? Like, why are you letting these people in here? They're not supposed to be in here. This is our section.
Why do you give a fuck?
Yeah, it's wild, right? Like people are literally dying around you, and you're just
even if they weren't. Why do you give a fuck? Are you the mall cop?
Right.
It's not your job. But yeah, like I'm not an event coordinator. You know, I'm no expert, but like I've been to festivals. You know, fucking Warped Tours, shit like that. They need to be open. Like, yeah, you ticket people in, and you know there is still, it's gated to an extent, but like around the stage it needs to be open so people can leave. It's just a safety thing.
Yeah, totally.
Like God forbid, what if there was a fucking active shooter or something like that? Some other kind of emergency, a fire, anything.
Yeah, no, just thinking about it, if something like that happens, it's over. There's nothing to do.
You're penned in, you're stuck.
Yeah.
And so obviously that is the biggest problem, is, you know, so it just seems like it was completely and totally mismanaged.
Which Travis Scott, by the way, is an organizer for this festival.
Of course.
You know.
But I mean, whether that's like in name only, you know, he just hired whoever. I saw people blaming Live Nation, but I don't know if like Live Nation actually does the actual organizing, or if they're just the fucking ticket agency. You know, I don't know what.
Yeah, I think I think that is the case because Live Nation has like a history of problems, a history of like
unsurprising. Yeah. But yeah, then if I had to guess, it's probably a case of lack of training, lack of experience, and they're most likely poorly paid. So this is probably a case where, like, if there was a union of, you know, event staff and organizers that have the experience and they were paid properly, probably something like this could be avoided.
Unfortunately, like we see so often that something tragic happens, or there's like a change that's put into place to, you know, preventative measures. Right. This kind of feels like that moment with large scale events like this, where it's like, okay, now people will be conscious of what needs to be done, right, to ensure that people are safe at shows. And a bunch of kids had to die for it.
Yeah, it sucks. And then who knows what's going to happen? Like, government's going to bring the hammer down and like cap events at something, or put in some kind of ridiculous restrictions that don't actually solve the root of the issue.
Oh yeah, they never get to the actual problem.
But yeah,
I actually
this doesn't happen at, you know, like you see Coachella and like there's so many fucking people, you know, things like that. Like those crowds look like so many people. Like I would never ever have a good time at something like that, but like they're pulled off, they're run without major problems, especially fucking death and serious hospitalization. You know, you just hear about people having heat stroke.
Right.
So
yeah, because that's a case where those festivals have been doing it for years and years.
Yeah. And it's like Travis Scott's got the fucking money to, you know, pull off an event.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, I don't know if money was held on tightly, you know, the crew wasn't paid properly, or if it was just, you know, pure incompetence, or, you know, or a combination.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring it up because there is so much that we still don't know, obviously, but it was such a big story, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do we want to do our dead wrong for the week? Because we have
sure,
updates. Yeah. Okay, let me cue that up.
See, there was a bit of research here.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No. Not.
Yeah. So last week we were talking about the Blackhawk scandal and also some of the Penguins lawsuit. And in doing so, I erroneously called the former Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins coach Donato. That is not that dude's name. His name's John Donatelli. And so, like, in my head, I had created a portmanteau of his name, Donatelli, and former Penguins assistant coach Tony Granato. So...
It turns out he was a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I made up a guy. And Tony Granato has nothing to do with the incident whatsoever. In fact, I don't even know if he's currently coaching anywhere. But yeah, so I screwed that one up. And we also have some updates. So on Tuesday, the Penguins settled with the Scalds, and a lawyer for Aaron Scald said that their client thought the outcome was satisfactory for all parties, and the Scalds put out a statement saying that they appreciated the Penguins' cooperation, and they just, you know, want to move on with their personal and professional lives. And former assistant GM Bill Guerin, who is currently the general manager of the Minnesota Wild, is under investigation for his response to the incident, because he is currently in the running to be the general manager of the U.S. Olympic team. And that position is open now because it was previously occupied by former Blackhawks GM Stan Bowman, who resigned in the wake of the Blackhawks scandal.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of moving parts going on. Then also in NHL, I guess, I don't know what to call it, but yeah, I don't know. The Anaheim Ducks placed executive vice president and GM Bob Murray on leave after becoming aware of, quote, accusations of improper professional conduct, and then they had listed a law firm to perform an investigation on that. And then there was an update the next day. He resigned and entered a rehab program for alcohol abuse, and the Ducks have said that they are continuing the investigation, and that they put in their assistant GM as their interim GM, and they are going to be conducting a new general manager search, which they said will take them into the summer.
So if I understand correctly, following the Blackhawks scandal, the NHL put out a memo to the teams that said, if you know of any abuse going on, tell us about it, right? Yeah. And that seems to have led to people coming out against Bob, right?
I don't know the timeline. It seems like those people came forward to the Ducks in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they went to the NHL.
Is it possible that the league is now, like, we're heading, is this a sign of a somewhat better direction now? Because there's a feeling that maybe the league will actually handle something that comes their way like this?
If it is, it seems like so far it's just based on the sample size of
one
team.
Yeah.
That it's on the teams to handle it. Because the NHL hasn't said anything about the Ducks situation.
They haven't. Oh, really?
Or the Penguins situation.
Yeah. So the league. Okay. So that's actually not good. That's the opposite of good. The league doesn't seem to care then.
I haven't seen anything from the league. I've only seen stuff from the teams. So whether that is just more super poor messaging or they just haven't said anything at all. I think it's the latter.
Okay. That's not what you want.
No. So yeah, so that's the follow up right now. Things moved very quickly because I was writing that up on Monday, and then Tuesday there was more shit came out, and then Wednesday more shit came out. So yeah, lots of stuff happening in the background of the NHL season. And if you're watching broadcasts, you would have no fucking clue.
Nope.
I'm sure ESPN is very happy that they got the television rights to ignore all of these problems. with the league.
Yeah, it's funny. I was watching their like daily highlight show that they have on ESPN Plus, and
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's called In the Crease, and sometimes it has what's his name, Melrose.
Oh, he sucks.
Who is so bad. Anyway, so yeah, they're covering the games like always, and then they hard transition to this different camera shot, like head on with the host, where he's reading off a teleprompter the Anaheim story, and it's just like so. it's just so jarring. You know, because
it's like the NFL where they had a player get carted off with a head injury, and then they immediately cut to an ad spot about like concussion awareness. So, you know,
yep.
There's just no awareness.
But hey, how about that Connor McDavid?
Yeah,
he's something else.
Hey. It's like, oh yeah, during the Penguins broadcast, they're talking about, oh yeah, the Panthers are so great this year. This is the number 1 team in the league. It's like, we're not mentioning that they, you know, their coach resigned due to covering up sexual abuse. They're the number 1 team. They have an interim coach now because of all this going on in the background.
If you're gonna cover the sport, you got to cover everything related to it. If you can't just because you're making things worse by just sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah, like they didn't even mention that they had a fucking other coach this season. Like,
I know. It's just you erase it. And by the way, like sweeping things under the rug is what got them into this situation in the first place. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. So it's frustrating. Yeah. It's like, what? Oh, so you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. They're just trying to watch a hockey game and have some entertainment, right? But it's like, come on. You got to inform people of what's going on. Yeah. You can't just like turn a blind eye to.
That was the other thing. I don't remember if it was ESPN or if it was one of the local feeds or whatever. It might have been ESPN. But somebody, it was at the bottom ticker, and it was either NHL or football. I can't remember, but it was somebody is out due to virus or something like that. Like the way they phrased it was weird. Like they didn't say COVID.
Okay.
It was very strange the way it was worded. Like, and I get that it's a ticker, but like the way they phrased it, like, was actually longer than just saying like due to positive COVID test. It was so strange. It felt like they were erasing the word COVID, but that might just be me like thinking too hard about it.
No, it could be an intentional thing where it's like, oh, COVID reminds people of bad things, and we don't want to do that right now. We just want to have them mindlessly watch this game that's going on and have a good time.
It was very strange. Yeah.
But yeah, while we're on the subject of hockey, can I bring up the NHL, the one NHL thing that I had written down for this week? Okay. I mean, it's you probably don't care. I know anybody listening doesn't care, but I just thought it was pretty funny. So like NHL 22, their newest event in Ultimate Team is this like supposed to be like this sort of like fantasy hockey type thing where the cards improve based on the performance of the player in real life. So like for example, they have a Nikolai Ehlers card, right? And it starts at like 70 something overall, so very low. You can't use him right out of the gate. But every goal he scores, he goes up 1 overall point.
Okay.
So, you know, it could be an investment. Like you get him now, and then in a few months, he'll be a very good card, right? So one of them that they did, they have some more higher end ones that start out at a pretty decent overall, so you can put them on your team right away. One of them is Matt Duchene.
Okay.
And so Matt Duchene is coming off of a very rough season. Last year, he had 4 goals all year long.
Yeah. Doesn't he have like 4 this week?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Matt Duchene, his card in this event started at 85 overall. And it follows the same rule where every goal he scores in the regular season, it goes up 1 overall point. So on Friday, when this event started, he was at 85. He's now at 89. And he's already one of like the top 5 best players in the game currently. And you know, if he continues down this streak, he's probably going to be a 99 overall card in like a month and a half, maybe 2 months, which for reference, the first 99 that came out last year, was, I believe, in the early summer.
Did they honestly think that he would only score like 5 goals this season? Like
That's what I'm wondering. Like so basically the 2 top end ones are Matt Duchene Duchesne and Neil Pionk from the Jets, the defenseman for the Jets.
I don't know who the fuck that dude is.
Well, he's one of their, I think he's, if not their top pair, their second pair over there in Winnipeg.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, Neil Pionk. He averages, and for defensemen, it's you go up 2 overall points for every goal. It's because they're more rare. He averages like 6 a year. And they started him at 85. So that's pretty reasonable, but he's already scored a handful too.
Okay.
So like, and they make these, like, they've probably made these months ago, right? Like, cause all these cards, they schedule ahead of time. So yeah, Matt Duchesne is about to completely break the game.
Yeah, that
I was able to pick him up. I had to basically sell everything outside of my starting lineup to get him, but I feel like it's worth it. I'm also a little bit scared though, because if he like gets injured or like gets COVID or something happens and he's out of the lineup, I'm down really bad. But
yeah, I was gonna say if he gets hurt.
Yeah, if he gets hurt,
he's 89 or whatever.
Yeah, but he had 2 goals last night. He had 1 the night before.
I saw that game. Yeah,
he's playing on a level that he was like 5 years ago. Yeah, he's a complete resurgence for Duchesne, and that team's doing really well too. Nashville, they're a good team. So yeah, so it's gonna break the game, but also like they made it so expensive to acquire these cards that most people probably aren't gonna have him. So yeah, there's a lot of complaining about that. It's like I was telling you how the first event of the season was very, very reasonable in terms of like getting these cards, and now they've really changed that. They've gone in the other direction. So
yeah,
and also the game's been broken too. They came out with a patch last week that managed to somehow break something in every single game mode, which is
like a different thing
in like every mode. It's pretty impressive. Think about it. So yeah, the game was almost unplayable for like a weekend. Yeah, they actually delayed the start of this event because of it. And people were upset because the event was coming out at 5 p.m. on Friday, and on Twitter they announced that it would be delayed, and the time of that tweet was 4:57. So yeah, the community manager for EA Vancouver has been getting some shit, but it's really not his fault. So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm tuning into Preds games for the foreseeable future.
Nice.
Yeah, we should move on because nobody cares about that. I just, that's all I do. So
speaking of delays,
yes,
let's do it all for the Moogle.
All right.
I can't believe I dedicated a whole button to that. Shit. So yeah, Final Fantasy XIV, the big Endwalker expansion, was delayed by 2 weeks. So instead of coming out for early access on the 19th of November, it is now coming out December 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And then for non-early access, which is just if you don't pre-order it, it's coming out December 7th. But the 6.0 patch, which basically has all the class changes regardless of whether you own the expansion or not, comes out the 3rd anyway. They announced this on the final live letter, which is a big stream basically to showcase upcoming content and features. And of course, since this is an expansion cycle, it's all about, the expansion. And so they opened with the fact that it would be delayed by 2 weeks. The game's director, Naoki Yoshida, is basically crying over the fact that he had to delay the game by 2 weeks. They said that they knew a week before that they had to delay the game by 2 weeks. And this is really inconvenient for a lot of ways.
For you.
For me, I'm not the only one. Lots of people took time off for the expansion, especially because it was basically coming out the week of a holiday. Like my sister took time off. Lots of people in the guild took time off. It's especially inconvenient for me because I was traveling basically to play the expansion. And now that's not happening. They're also delaying as a consequence, they're delaying the raid because the raid usually comes out, the normal mode, the default difficulty comes out 2 weeks after the expansion launches. And then the savage mode, like the high-end difficulty rating, comes out 2 weeks after that. So that's normally how it goes, but now the savage difficulty will not be coming out until after the new year. Which is actually fine. That I don't have a problem with because I did not want to be raiding over Christmas whatsoever.
Yeah, because it's basically turned into an occupation.
Yes, it is a fucking part-time job where that is my weekends. Our group, we were going to say that we didn't want to raid over the holidays anyway and do it in the new year. I didn't believe them because they're dorks and not only change their minds frequently, but also can't help themselves and go into content whenever they're not supposed to and fuck over the rest of the group. So, yeah, we also still don't have our 8th person. We need to find somebody. So this actually gives us more time to do that, even though nobody has been fucking looking for that person. Because the truth is, nobody wants to play the game right now because there's nothing to do. But anyway, it's not all bad news because I don't have a problem with the delay itself. They need more time. They need more time, right? Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that they waited this long to announce it. They waited until the very last minute, basically, to announce the delay. Fucking over a lot of people.
They waited until 4:57 p.m. for...
No, like truly.
At a 5... Yeah, no, it's basically the same thing.
And the delay, like, then they're going to go into like a 6-hour presentation on the rest of the expansion content.
Are you exaggerating there, or was it actually...
No, I'm not.
Oh my.
It was 6 hours. And this was the second part of the the presentation they had in October was also like 7 hours. So, but like the delay was just like, oh, okay, I don't have to care about this game anymore. And then like I didn't pay attention to the rest of the presentation. I was like, cool, I'm done. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. Like it just like made me so fucking numb that I was just like I was like just like in this pit of apathy. Where I was
you were staring at this laptop that you purchased over the summer for a specific purpose.
Yeah.
Now, before we continue on with the segment, the last time we did the segment, I was telling you about how Limp Bizkit, they made their big break when they opened for Korn back in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
So would you be interested in hearing how that came about?
Why not?
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. At first, Fred Durst, he unsuccessfully tried to get attention from A&R reps at different record labels by pretending to be the band's manager, but that didn't really work out. So when Korn was performing in the town they were in, Durst invited the members of Korn to drink beer and to tattoo them. And it says here on Wikipedia
was he tattooing them, or was he letting Korn tattoo him?
No, it was Durst doing the tattooing. So on Wikipedia it says, and I'm actually reading directly from this here, although Durst's tattoos were unimpressive, he was able to persuade Reginald Arvizu, I'm assuming that's a member of Korn, to listen to it.
No, it's not.
So Reginald Quincy Arvizu, also known as Fieldy, is an American musician best known as the bassist for nu metal band Korn.
Oh my god.
So he listened to a demo, he liked it, and then they added them to a couple of tours.
Now, whenever Fred Durst was pretending to be his own manager, do you think he put on the gray wig and the mustache and the red glasses?
I mean, he looks more professional. It probably would have been a good move.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh boy.
I have one other thing, but I'll save it.
Yeah. So this delay is becoming a worrying pattern. They canceled the ultimate raid, the second ultimate raid for Shadowbringers, and they said that they quote unquote delayed it to Endwalker. Mm-hmm. But Shadowbringers was supposed to get 2 ultimates, and so since it's not getting the second one, that's a cancellation basically, even though it's delayed. But yeah, and the reason it was canceled was because they said that if they worked on finishing it for Shadowbringers, it would then result in a delay for Endwalker. Well, look where we're at now. Mm-hmm. Endwalker was delayed regardless, and still didn't have the second ultimate. And they waited until the announcement for the patch that the ultimate was supposed to be in, and they waited until the end of the presentation before saying... putting up the name of the ultimate, so people thought that they were going to talk about it before they dropped the hammer and said, oh, by the way, it's delayed until the next fucking expansion that we haven't actually talked about yet at that point in time.
So it sounds like most, if not all of your frustration comes down to the communication, right?
The communication has been really bad lately, which is usually their strength. And so I'm also concerned because They're saying that this 2-week delay is to like do some kind of fixes to the story to make the story perfect or something. And that doesn't make complete sense to me, because I would think the story would be like the first thing that would be completed, like development wise, because everything sort of flows from the story. All the quests, all of the content, the way that you move throughout the expansion, all the zones is through the story. All the cutscenes, everything. Like, so I don't understand. If there are problems with the story, then there are problems with the expansion itself. And they're insistent that 2 weeks is more than enough. They said that they could get it done in 1 week, but they didn't want to just have a 1 week delay. They felt that it would be like rude or something. I don't know. So then they made it 2 weeks to like make doubly sure or some shit. It's strange. I had a feeling there would be a delay. Whenever they did the presentation in October, our guild did a little like bingo thing where like we could make our predictions about what they would announce.
God, you guys really are dorks.
Yeah, I know. I only did it because I wanted to prove that I would be right about class changes, and I was.
Good for you.
No, because there are some annoying people that I actually hate, that are know-it-alls, and they're fucking get on my nerves and have really bad healer takes. And so I wanted to prove them wrong, and I did.
How dare they have bad healer takes?
No, they're obnoxious about it though, so I have to shut them down. But one of my guesses is that there would be some kind of delay. So I thought that they would announce it back then if there was going to be a delay. And since there wasn't, I felt pretty confident in the original release date. Then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, blah, 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 all this bullshit. It's just really frustrating. And at first I was like I said, I went into this numb, apathetic state. But then the more I thought about it, the angrier I actually got. And the other thing that actually really bothers me about this is the Final Fantasy XIV community fucking loves the developers to a very almost creepy degree. To the point where like you cannot really say any criticism of them publicly, like at all. And I saw so many posts that actually made me like ill, where it's like, especially because he cried on the live stream, where it's like, it's okay, you know, you didn't disappoint us. Come on, guys, like, they really need our support right now. It's like, why? Why do they need our support? What are you talking about? It's like, the developers are not your little soft friends that, you know, you need to remind to drink water and get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, you're paying them a monthly subscription fee.
I've been paying these fuckers monthly for years at this point. They do not need any more of my support. I pre-ordered their expansion twice. Pre-ordered 2 fucking copies of it. I'm paying a subscription monthly. I'm paying an additional $2 for a fucking retainer subscription.
You bought a house.
I bought a house. Well, that's not real money, at least. But the fucking house is tethering me to the subscription, because if I don't have the subscription and I don't log in for 48 days, I lose the house. It's a fucking ball and chain. But they have enough of my support. Like, people were not allowed to be upset about the delay. It was really frustrating, even though it fucks over a lot of people's plans.
Yeah, like when you schedule it for a holiday, like around a holiday, I mean, especially, you're asking for trouble there.
Yeah.
If you're going to delay it.
Like, originally, I was going to be really annoyed about the holiday release date, especially if the raid was around Christmas. But then I was like, I was fine with it, whatever. Because then I was going to travel to Pittsburgh and I was going to play it with my sister. And that was what we were going to be able to do. We could get away from the actual fucking Thanksgiving shit and we could just, you know, fucking level like at the same location. Because I haven't seen her in 2 fucking years. And, well, nope, now you're not going to do that. It's like, okay, fine. I can get over that. I'm a big boy, you know. I'm going to see her anyway. We're going to do things in fucking real life. But it's just the fact that they waited this long to do it really screws up a lot of stuff. I'm basically fortunate. I did not, like, you know, I don't have PTO. I did not take time off.
Right.
A lot of people did. My sister did. And since I'm coming to town, she's keeping that anyway. But now it screws up what she's going to do in December.
It would be very funny if she decided, I'm just going to go back to work. Even though you were still going.
Yeah, well, then I'd just fucking sit around her house while she works. Like, But it's like now she can't take off time on December 3rd.
Oh, right.
now it's smack in the middle of Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right.
So if she wants to take off time for Christmas, she can't now also take off time around December 3rd.
Oh, man.
So now the release date's actually a pain in the ass. It screws over a lot of people's plans.
Yeah, that sucks.
There are people that are able to maybe change their time off. Some people aren't. It really fucked over a lot of people.
Final Fantasy ruined Christmas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's frustrating, but you know, it's whatever. I the delay itself, I don't have a problem with. I just have a problem with the messaging, the fact that they waited this long. And it's oddly making me nervous for the expansion in a way that I was not before. Because their reasoning is suspicious to me. It's off. It's iffy. It's maybe it's just because it's so unlike them. They're like so reliable that it's usually frightening. But I don't know.
It just doesn't add up.
No, and part of me, like in the back of my head, part of me is like, okay, are the wheels coming off? Like, is this? I don't know. But who knows? Maybe if it sucks, that'll give me the excuse to finally not worry about this fucking shit. That'd be nice.
Yeah. No, I can't remember last time. Did I mention some of the names that Durst was considering aside from what became Limp Bizkit?
If you did, I don't remember.
Okay, because there are some real winners here. Yeah. So on Wikipedia, it says other names that were considered by Durst included Gimp Disco. Okay. Split.
That's just a cover band.
Yeah, I mean these all sound like they could be. Another one is Split Dick Slit, which sounds very painful. Bitch Piglet and Blood Fart.
Okay.
So.
I hate to say it, but yeah, he picked the right one.
Really? You don't think Blood Fart is better?
I don't know.
And then he goes on to say that every record label that showed an interest in the band pressured its members to change its name.
Yeah, I imagine.
Go figure.
Those all sounded like secret, like Tony Hawk moves, like from Pro Skater.
I don't know if I want to see the Split Dick Slit.
Yeah. That's like whenever the board like goes vertical and like hits your nuts.
Oh.
Well, the Final Fantasy delay also has one upside.
You can play SMT.
I can play SMT 5 and not have to worry about fucking Final Fantasy 14. So Final Fantasy, I already fucked it up. JRPGs is the same. SMT 5 came out today. I was playing it this morning. I almost played it at midnight, but I went to sleep. But then I woke up early and I was playing it this morning. And the reviews came out last week. The reviews came out early. And I was keeping myself away. I did not want to see the reviews because I was going to play it anyway. But some of the discourse, I saw some of the discourse anyway. And I'm sure you aren't aware of any of this, right?
Not at all.
Okay. So you have to understand, there is an annoying dichotomy between, Persona fans and SMT fans. And you might be saying, well, that doesn't make sense. Aren't they the same series? And the answer is yes. For the most part, yes. Persona is a spin-off of the Megami Tensei series. And so Shin Megami Tensei fans don't like it whenever Persona is equated to SMT, like whatsoever. Shin Megami Tensei fans are known to be really cringy edgelords, similar to a lot of Dark Souls fans that like get off on the game being difficult. So there were some reviews that came out, and a lot of them mentioned Persona 5, and so this sends SMT fans into a spiral of, oh, can they only compare it to Persona 5? Is that the only game they play? Blah, 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 blah. And it's really cringy, except for the instance of the IGN review. Now, the IGN review, I didn't read the full review because I was keeping myself away from all the reviews, but I was inundated with this shit. They gave it a positive review. They gave it an 8. Numerical scores are bullshit, but they gave it an 8. It's a positive review. But they ended the review, and this was the sort of their takeaway, was that it's a good game, but it was missing the heart of Persona 5. And so this sent SMT fans into a spiral. And this part I can understand because it shouldn't have the heart of Persona 5. They are different games. They are different series. You shouldn't be looking for the heart of Persona 5 in SMT. There is a reason you didn't find it. It's because it wasn't supposed to have it. And Persona 5 is my favorite fucking game. So I know what I'm talking about.
Can I play devil's advocate as someone who's not at all involved in the discourse or anything?
Sure you can.
from the IGN reviewers' perspective, now I'm just gonna guess that most people that are interested in SMT and are looking forward to it are not making their final decision based on an IGN review.
No.
And the IGN review is catered more towards like, you know, mainstream reader, right? And Persona 5 is a very, very popular Persona, and Persona 5 in particular, very popular game, very popular series. So it would be a very easy comparison to make, right? And I guess maybe the reviewer would assume that, okay, if you know the difference between the two series, you know that they are different when it comes to like narrative and what you expect from them. But maybe the casual reader wouldn't, and they see something that looks quite a bit like Persona, and they might be expecting the story to have a similar thing going for it. And so they feel the need to make that distinction.
I think you can do that without making it a criticism.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I didn't know that it read like a criticism.
Yeah, it does not take away from SMT that it is not Persona.
Is this like, was this in that, like, you know how at the end of a review it has like positives and negatives, or I don't even know if IGN still does that. But was this like listed under?
Yes.
Okay. So that is a bit of a mistake there.
Yeah. And so I've only played a few hours of the game. They are trying to make this one more approachable. There is an easy difficulty. If you just want to experience the world, the story, you know, get a handle of the combat, the systems, you know, just explore. And usually that's not something they do. So this is, they understand that there's going to be a bigger audience for this game than previous games. Like,
is that sort of like taking the almost like the Fire Emblem route, like what Fire Emblem did with its most recent game?
I suppose I can't really say because I didn't play any other Fire Emblem games. I guess there's something similar, like where there is a hard difficulty and you can't change off of that hard difficulty once you select it, annoyingly. Right. But the other difficulties you can change at any time. In this, this is also something they did for Nocturne, where they added they called it like merciful or something. Just an easier difficulty for you to experience the story. And so like they know this game is on Switch, right? So like this is they know the install base is huge, and there are a lot of people coming from Persona suddenly that are going to be interested in this, and plus all the vocal SMT fans that have been talking about the series and that have been waiting so long for the next mainline game. It's the first mainline game since 2012. But there is a way to make the comparisons. You can compare the battle systems. You can compare the storytelling.
The art
all
style.
Without the art style, all without making it a criticism.
Yes.
And of course, all reviews are subjective and personal. But it is not a knock on SMT that it is not a Persona game and it does not tell a Persona story. It was never advertised as such. It was never going to be that. In fact, Shin Megami Tensei IV Apocalypse attempted to do something somewhat similar to Persona, where you had like some similar characters to Persona. And a lot of SMT fans, myself included, I didn't like it as much because it felt like they were trying to do something too similar to Persona. And it didn't fit the vibe of the world. It didn't fit the story nearly as much as like this. Suddenly, like you were with this group of friends, even though you're a half demon, like, you know, in a blasted hellhole. Like it didn't fit nearly as much.
Right.
Where Persona is about, you know, the literal bonds between people. Like that is like a staple of the series. It didn't fit. So like that is where a comparison and a potential criticism can be made, where there are distinct parallels between the two narratively. And I'm only a few hours into the game, unless they really do something where they try to go back to the well and be similar to Persona like they did in Apocalypse again, and then it's just lacking heart or whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, then maybe the comparison is valid. But on its face, you should not be looking for the same narrative stylings as in Persona, and it's not a fair thing to do to the game at all. I don't know, but there are I hate SMT fans for a lot of things. They are like a lot of cringy edgelords, and because they always say shit like, oh, you know, you got to play a real game like Nocturne or Strange Journey. Like that's like sort of the meme. Meanwhile, Strange Journey is easy as fuck. Strange Journey is easy as fuck because it's not press turn. The battle system is dog shit easy. The only hard thing about that game is that the dungeon navigation is annoying. It's not hard, it's annoying.
Yeah, I can't understand that whole mentality because it's like, why wouldn't you want as many people as possible to be able to enjoy this thing that you like? You can have like an easier difficulty and have it be like entirely separate from the experience that you want from the game, right? As long as it doesn't take away from that experience, I don't see how that's a problem in any way. It's just making the game more accessible.
Yeah, no, they're Reddit elitist edgelord chuds. And it's so annoying because I fucking love these games, but I hate the fans so much. And I hate Persona fans for entirely different reasons. But I fucking love the games. I fucking love the games so much.
Yeah.
Like, this is going back to, like, the fucking guild chat. People started talking about Persona. And then I had that channel hidden on Discord. And then my sister tagged me. It's like, hey, you know, people are talking about Persona. You should get in on this. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to. I don't want to.
That's unfortunate.
Because it was automatically people talking about waifus immediately. It's like, that's not what interests me about the games.
Yeah.
There are characters I like and dislike, of course. But that's not why I'm going to the games. And I sent her a message. I was like, okay, now can we talk about, you know, the underlying Gnostic belief systems and how that intersects with Jungian psychology?
Yeah, I was going to say, have you heard of Carl Jung?
Yeah, like can we get into that? Or is that, or no, just me? Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Let me introduce you to a concept.
Can we talk about the shadow and what that means in terms of the fucking Sephiroth? Can we can we talk about mementos and the fucking layers of Jewish mysticism? Can we?
Did you ever publish your multi-part, or was it even multi-part?
It keeps getting bigger.
I still haven't done that, huh?
You don't know how many notes I have. That's why I have to stop, because that fucking chaos magic thing was gonna send me on another that would add like a part 4, because I'd find some other shit. I should just put part 1 up.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
Almost done. So the other thing was that I guess I can't say it publicly, but I was gonna fight Jeff Bezos, and I'd like to do a lot worse things to him. But
cue the Bo Burnham song.
Yeah, basically. So I pre-ordered the collector's edition of SMT 5 the day of, or the next day that it became available. And I was like, okay, cool. It was a pain in the ass to find. Like the release of the special edition was wonky, and it wasn't available at the retailers that they said it was available, but I found it on Amazon, and I was like, okay, fine. I got it from Amazon. So I thought I was all set, right? All set. And so then last week I was like, let me see when it's shipping. Maybe it'll ship early. That'd be nice, you know, if I have it. I couldn't find it in my orders. I was like, okay, well, maybe they moved where they store pre-orders or something. It's like, no, I can't find it. So then I'm looking at my bank statements, and I can't find the charge anywhere. It's like,
Don't you get a confirmation email too?
I looked for that. I couldn't find it.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I was like, okay, well, since it was a pre-order, you know, maybe they wouldn't do that until it was shipped.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through my bank statements. Then I looked through my PayPal. There was no PayPal charge. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I could have sworn I ordered it on Amazon. Like, I was so excited. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the podcast too, that I was like able to get it, even though it was a pain in the ass. And so I'm going through like all the different retailers. I'm like, did I get it at GameStop? Like, did it Best Buy? Like, where the fuck did I get it? And I can't find it anywhere. Then I find, like, deep in Amazon's UI, I find gift card balance. And so then I see orders and like what the charge was, and I see a total that like looks similar to what the price should be. It's like a little over $100. So then I click on the order, and it just takes me back to the total, like my orders page, just like the whole list.
Right.
And I can't, it's not there. It's not listed anywhere, but it doesn't give me any details about what the order is. So like, I'm pretty sure that, cause it's the right date. It was June 21st. That was the day it was available. So what else would I have bought on that date for around that price other than the game?
It's gotta be it.
Yeah, so I contact support, and they told me that my account was suppressed, whatever the fuck that means, due to unauthorized activity. So I'm like, okay, well, I did have an issue over the summer where I got a new credit card, and I attempted to use it on Amazon when I thought it was activated, but it wasn't activated yet. I had to hit a button in an app, and then it was activated. And so my account was locked down until I had to get Amazon to change my password, and then it was fine. And I've ordered shit since, and it's been no problem. So I'm like, okay, well, I solved that. Why is my account suppressed? What does that mean? And they couldn't tell me. They had no idea. I'm like, well, can you tell me what this order was? And they're like, no, I can't see it. It's suppressed. I'm like, well, what does that mean? And they just had no information for me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm going full Karen. I'm like, just give me your supervisor.
Oh no.
And then this fucker is like, well, he's just going to say the same thing that I am. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Just give him to me. And then he is telling me the same thing. And I'm like, I'm getting really upset now because I'm like, can you tell me what this means? And I'm like, because it seems like you don't know what this means. And he just keeps repeating the same thing.
Yeah, because that's what they're supposed to do.
I know. And I'm like, I don't give a shit that like this is what your flowchart says. I'm like, if you admit that you don't know what this means, I will leave you alone. That's literally what I said to this guy.
Oh God, and you are a customer service nightmare.
And I know that this is some underpaid dude in India. I know that.
Totally.
But I didn't give a shit. This is SMT.
Oh my God.
This is SMT. This is the only thing I've been looking forward to all year.
Yeah.
And so that went nowhere. I closed that chat. I get on again. This person's being more helpful. They say, can we call you? I'm like, yeah, sure. All right. So then I get a call from somebody else. This guy's being very, very polite. He's basically like, yeah, your account was suppressed. And I'm like, okay, I solved it. I was like, I have this order number. I could see it in my gift card balance. Can you tell me if this is even right? And he's like, Shin Megami Tensei. I'm like, yes, that's it. Yes. And he's like, it was canceled. I'm like, okay, why was it canceled? Why didn't I get any notification about it being canceled? And he's like, I'm just reading what I have here. I'm like, okay. And so then he puts me on hold. And then he's like, all right, we can either reinstate the order or you can get a refund. I'm like, please reinstate it, like immediately. I didn't even let him finish. I'm like, please reinstate it. And he's like, okay, he puts me on hold. And then he says that it'll be reinstated within 3 to 5 business days. And so this is on Monday or Saturday, actually. This is on Saturday.
Now, spoiler alert, you said you were playing the game this morning, so.
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay.
This is not. I'm going to cut this out. This is not interesting to anybody. This really isn't. But so.
I mean, I'm enjoying the Karen mode here.
Oh God in heaven. So he's like, it'll be reinstated within 3 to 5 business days. So he's like, so Wednesday you should so that's what I asked him. I was like, so can I get a confirmation email? Can I get something? He's like, so Wednesday you should see something, if not by Friday. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, it's supposed to release Friday, but like as long as it's coming, I don't care. Like basically as long as I get it before I leave on Wednesday, so I have it for the trip,
right,
whatever.
Yeah.
Like as long as I get it, I don't care. So I'm thanking him up and down. I'm like, yeah, I really thought, this was gone. Because it's a collector's item, and I can't reorder it, And he's like, oh yeah, don't worry. You're gonna get the details or whatever. So Wednesday comes. I haven't gotten shit. So I'm like, okay, he said by Friday. So Thursday comes. I haven't gotten shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to contact these fucks. I'm going to contact them again. I get on with the fucking chat. They've got no idea what I'm talking about. They're just saying, yeah, your account's been suppressed. Have you been able to change your password, or have you been able to log in and out of your account? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm past that. No, my account's fine. It's not a problem. And they're like, okay. I'm like, can you see this order? Can you do anything with this order? I'm giving them the order number. And they're like, oh yeah, is it these Sony headphones? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? No, I have the headphones. They're delivered. I'm wearing them right now. Why would I be contacting you about an order that's delivered? And they're like, okay, is it these batteries? Like, no, it's not these batteries. That's ordered too. That was delivered too. So I had other orders in my account that were hidden.
It's so weird because you're giving them the direct order number. So I don't get it.
So the headphones were around the same price. So that might have been the order number because I didn't have the details. I didn't have the details of the account. I can't see it. And so then I'm like, I'm telling you the item that it is. It's Shin Megami Tensei V Fall of Man Premium Edition. That's what it should be. The guy on the phone said I should
different
get
from
Persona.
It's different from Persona.
It's different from Persona. It's not, they have a similar battle system, but the story's very different. I'm like, the guy on the phone said it'll be reinstated, but I haven't received anything. And they're like, I can't see it. Do you have an order number? And I'm like, well, if that wasn't the order number, then no, I don't have the order number. I don't. And then he's like, well, I can't do anything. And so then I'm like, all right, Karen's here. Actually, you know what would be fun? I took a screenshot. Do you want to do a little play with me?
Oh, okay.
I will play myself, and you can play the part of Rashiel.
Okay.
Did you get that?
I did. So I just have 2 lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a monologue, but
Okay, so you can place the new order.
No, I can't. It was a collector's edition pre-order. I received nothing about it being canceled. The order never showed up in my canceled orders until today, which means I didn't know for months and months and months that it was actually canceled. So I could not order it from a better retailer than Amazon until the day before its release.
Okay.
As soon as he said okay, I fucking lost it. I lost my shit. He's gonna hit me with the okay. He's gonna hit me with the okay.
Well, what came after that? There had to have been a follow-up.
I said, get me your supervisor. I went.
No. There wasn't a follow-up from this person.
I said, I said it again. I said, this is a different day. This is a different dude. I said, get me your supervisor.
Oh, okay. No, I thought maybe this rep said okay just as like while they were looking into something or typing up their next.
No, that's what he responded to me with after I spilled out that whole thing, that whole monologue.
Months and months and months.
Months and months. I could not order it from a retailer better than Amazon.
Oh, man.
And so the supervisor is like, yeah, we can't reinstate a canceled order. So I'm like, so why did that dude tell me on the phone? Why would he tell me all that?
Because he didn't want to deal with you.
I was being very nice to that guy on the phone.
Yeah.
Because he was polite to me. If you're polite to me, I'll be polite to you.
Sure.
But if you give me the fucking runaround and hit me with the okay.
No, totally.
And so I'm like, so why would he make all that up about the 3 days? Why would he say all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me it's canceled. If it's canceled, it's canceled. So like, why make up all that shit? And so then this supervisor's like, well, I could send it to our security team. I'm like, all right, just do that. Fuck it, whatever. So that was the other thing. So the other fucking supervisor I got, I was going off on him. I was like, yeah, make sure to send me a survey. Give me the fucking survey. I'm gonna fill that shit out. Give me the survey. He was like, sure. I'm like, yeah, you fucking will, you bitch. This
is all via text chat, right?
This is all in the chat, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm 100% you are not doing this over the phone. Like you are you are all like talk right now, but you're not actually going to say that stuff over the phone.
If they hit me with the okay and the sure and that sarcastic little shit over the phone.
Nah, you're backing down. I don't believe it.
No. Not with SMT. Not with this shit. Not after they fucking screwed me over. They didn't tell me my order was canceled. I didn't know my account was suppressed. Orders missing from my account. This shit was probably canceled back in June. I could have ordered it from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so how are you playing this game?
It's 2021. It's released digitally.
No, I know. I was just...
So here's what my fucking dumbass has to do. Because I can't not have the premium edition.
Of course.
So as I'm like admitting defeat to myself, talking with the very last guy, I'm looking at prices on eBay. And it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So scalpers have like a $50 markup.
Mm-hmm.
So I fucking bought it. And since they have to ship it like as soon as they get it, which is like as early as today, their shipping estimate is December 28th.
So you just went ahead and got the digital version then.
So I got the digital version.
Yeah.
And of course I got the digital deluxe.
The what?
The digital deluxe edition.
Why?
Because it comes with the fucking bullshit day one DLC because I'm a fucking chump is why.
No. I mean, I have no room to say anything because I've spent a little money on NHL 22. So I get it. Yeah.
Well, because they released fucking Demi-Fiend from Nocturne as an optional boss fight, and also there's a quest line with the fiends. So I was gonna get it anyway. It was just I thought I would have my physical edition.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave Atlas lots of money, and I gave a scalper $50. And if by some miracle I somehow get the Amazon thing, which I doubt because they still haven't contacted me, and it's now end of day Friday. But if I somehow miraculously get the Amazon one I ordered, I can either resell one of them or give it to my brother or something. So
yeah, what console is this out on?
This
by
is
the way,
Switch exclusive.
Oh, Switch exclusive. Okay.
Yeah. All the SMT games aside, since Nocturne have been Nintendo exclusive.
And then haven't the Persona games been mostly PlayStation?
Yes.
Well, that makes sense because they're not the same thing. They're two different things.
Yep,
yeah.
See?
Mm-hmm.
That's why the fucking Switch beggars for Persona 5 are obnoxious and annoying, and I wish they would go away. I got problems. I got problems.
Oh, no judgment here.
We're at 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I still didn't do the NFT shit.
Yeah.
Oh, does anybody even care at this point?
About what? Runtimes? Or
Runtimes, NFTs, this show.
Did you hear that? Do you want to hear the worst thing imaginable when it comes to NFTs? Quentin Tarantino is releasing... yeah, already it's bad. He's releasing previously unreleased footage from Pulp Fiction, but only as NFTs.
Okay.
So go out and get your hands on that if you're a film bro.
I did see David Lynch was doing something.
No, but that's okay if he does it because he's David Lynch.
With Interpol, the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some kind of NFT. But I guarantee you, David Lynch has no fucking clue what an NFT is.
No way.
But I would actually pay. I wouldn't pay for the NFT. I would pay money to have David Lynch explain what an NFT is.
That would be terrific, and then you could turn that into an NFT.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, but there's no idea he has any idea. Like clue what that is. Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, would you like to collaborate with Interpol?" And he's like, "Sure." You know. But yeah, we don't have to get into it.
Okay.
It's really stupid. There is just a good account on Twitter though. It's Crypto Bros Taking L's.
Yeah.
It's a very good account. And there's just a story. So you know about the apes, right? The stupid apes.
The one where they take over the planet.
No. See that would be, even though I hate monkeys, that would actually be preferable to this. So there's a series of NFTs called Bored Apes. I like how I'm doing it anyway, even though I said I wouldn't.
Just like transitioning right into it.
Yeah. I can't help myself. So there's these fucking things called Bored Apes. And it's the same fucking monkey, but they just put like a cigar in its mouth or a fucking hat.
Does this have anything to do with the Harambe statue outside of the Facebook headquarters?
No,
Okay, never mind. Not Facebook, Meta.
I just like, I feel like I just had a tiny little seizure. Like, Facebook still thinks it's like 2012.
No, I think somebody else put it there to protest against, like, I don't know, capitalism or big companies or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Occupy Wall Street all over again. Hell yeah.
Anyway,
there's these stupid fucking apes, and it's really, really, really dumb. And so they're trying to convince people that they're worth anything whatsoever. And it's just really bad art because it's all the same fucking monkey. It's like, oh, this one's got bubble gum, and this one's got a snapback, and this one's got sunglasses. But
so that's like, so each one is like unique.
Yeah. But it's the same fucking picture, and it looks like shit. So anyway, this one guy had his apes stolen. So he tweeted, "Major news, all 3 of these bored apes were hacked tonight over Discord. Guys posing as buyers in Discord were helping me troubleshoot a problem we thought was happening. They walked me through language settings in my MetaMask. And if you don't know, MetaMask is a crypto wallet. It's a wallet
is that owned by Facebook?
No, actually. It's a wallet that is really convenient because it is just a fucking browser extension. So it's pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
So they walked me through language settings in my MetaMask and had me choose an option and took everything. And so then people are just right-click saving and then tweeting it back at him saying, "Oh, I stole it back for you." And then he said that he contacted the FBI field office and gave them everything. And so then crypto bros are mad at him because he contacted the FBI because it's like, no, this is supposed to be decentralized. Why are you getting the government involved?
Yeah, it's nice in theory until something actually like impacts you, and then
it's it's like, oh wait, you need some kind of enforcement to mediate your issues. Oh, weird.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and then the other fucking thing is, so he wrote a note to the hackers to try to negotiate with them.
He said, get your paws off my damn dirty apes, right? Isn't that the line?
Yeah.
That's the line, yeah. Okay.
He said, I want to buy my Bored Ape Yacht Club back. Okay, so that's what it's called. It's BAYC, it's Bored Apes Yacht Club. Because these fucking
I like how
apes,
there's an acronym for it.
Yeah. So the fucking apes get you into this fucking stupid digital club of dorks. It's supposed to act as like your ticket in. They're considering this cool hip happening social club.
Now these are all NFTs, right?
These are NFTs. They're fucking JPEGs.
Gotcha.
They're JPEGs. They're pictures of these ugly. They're drawings of these ugly fucking monkeys. Okay.
Yeah.
So he wrote this on fucking lined school paper. I want to buy back my Bored Ape Yacht Club back. They are forever marked compromised now. They are blacklisted now. Please, let's work out a deal. It's better than nothing. Write me on Discord, Instagram, or Twitter. Calvin Barrera. I will gladly buy back. So he minted that as an NFT. The photo of his of him writing this on fucking lined paper, notebook paper. He spent money to have that minted as an NFT.
Why though? What was the purpose? So that they would see it more easily? Like what's...
I suppose.
Okay.
I just don't... So he sent the hacker this NFT note to try to negotiate. And so they just instead took the NFT note and listed it for sale.
That's very funny.
They just put it up on the marketplace.
That's hilarious.
For 100 Ethereum, which at the time was $433,000.
I mean, I don't condone hacking or anything like that, or theft, but that's very funny.
It's funny as fuck. And then people are just saying, officer, they stole my apes. And then he replied, bro, have respect for the community. Why? Why should we respect any of this?
Oh, man.
It's people are making wanted posters, missing apes.
Of course.
And so it's apparently also like blacklisted because like he reported it to the I don't know, the head apes or some shit that it was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's quote unquote worthless.
So that means like you can't use it as your ticket in or whatever?
Yeah. And so the whole point, like they kind of gave away the game because if they can just decide that one of them is worthless,
it's not decentralized.
Like, right. And like, so on a whim,
they've just taken over as the new like controllers of it.
Yeah. And so then somebody did the snowman, Mr. Police.
Oh, perfect.
I gave you all the monkeys. It's just very fucking good. It's very good.
Man. I didn't even know you could steal an NFT.
Basically, they just got access to his wallet. It sounds like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so they could just send it to themselves.
Mm-hmm. They get that two-factor.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how that works.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the transactions you do just need to use two-factor. So I don't, like a lot of these people just download MetaMask and they don't know what they're doing. And that's why it's really easy to scam a lot of them.
Right.
And then just a lot of this shit is just outright scams. So a lot of the NFT shit is just... Like you heard about the one that was sold, quote unquote, sold for $500 million.
No, I just know there was like a no, this wasn't actually an NFT. Never mind. That was a different thing. Go on.
There was an NFT that was quote unquote sold for $500,000. And it was quickly found out that a guy just bought it from himself. And so this is basically what's happening all over the place. Most of the transactions are people buying and selling to themselves or buying and selling to wallets that they control.
To show that something has value?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So then it's like, oh, see, look, it's sold for this much. Mm-hmm. Well, now I can sell it again for slightly more. Or like if this ape sold for this much, I can sell this other ape for something similar.
Oh, man.
Because they're all fucking worthless. They're all worth nothing.
Right.
They're fucking JPEGs. They're images. And that's like, it's not even good art.
No.
They look like shit. They're all made in Illustrator or Photoshop with 100 fucking layers, and they're just made so you could click on like print, like not print, but like make 1,000 at a time and just add a hat, add a cigar, add whatever, change the color. Oh, this one's got a booger on it. Like, and they look like shit because no actual real artists are involved. Because real artists know that this is a bullshit scam, and they're too busy getting like scammed by other people just trying to sell their own real art.
Mm-hmm. Remember that brief like 2 days where everybody thought how good an idea NFTs would be, and they would like revitalize like the independent art scene and everything?
Yeah, well, that was just crypto bros and tech bros trying to convince people. And so now the new thing is that gaming companies are getting involved, saying that, oh, this is going to be so great for gaming. They haven't said why. Like literally, they're just like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. So Discord said that they were going to get involved. The CEO posted a picture of like a MetaMask integration with Discord. And everybody was like, fuck no, don't do this. Mm-hmm. There are already enough crypto scams on Discord.
Yeah, seriously.
And there are already enough security problems on Discord with like just other phishing attacks and things like that. So don't put a crypto wallet connected to Discord to begin with. And also, we don't want you to do anything with NFTs or crypto to begin with.
Right.
And so they were like, we were just trying something in the back end. We're not doing it now. after people were canceling their premium subscriptions en masse. That all happened just over the weekend.
Wow.
And Square Enix is now like saying they're going to get involved with NFTs. Ubisoft, EA, but they haven't said why it's good, other than the fact that like a boardroom is seeing dollar signs.
Can't wait to buy my Matt Duchene NFT.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, because the crypto people say it's like, no, it'll decentralize it, and you could take something from one game to another. And it's like, well, no, why would developers ever let you do that?
Yeah.
Why would they ever let you do that?
Does it even work that way?
They claim it would, but that's not how games work.
No.
And like, look at all these companies that create their own fucking walled gardens.
Mm-hmm.
Like on PC, how many fucking launchers you have to download?
I mean, isn't Apple in like a huge lawsuit over that?
Yeah. So like, why all of a sudden would they want you to be able to take your digital items that you paid real money for and take it to another game? They don't want you to leave.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
Yeah, they want you to stay and spend all your shit here.
Yep.
And also, it would be a balancing nightmare in literally every single fucking game. There was this awful like a Medium article or Twitter thread, I forget which, about this dude that was like, wouldn't it be great if you're playing Mario Kart and you were the only one that could play as Mario because you bought him?
No.
No. No, that would be the worst version ever made, because some rich asshole bought the one version of Mario for $3 million.
It's a terrible idea.
Cool. That's a game designed for one guy. Great. Nobody would buy that game.
Now, what if it was Mario with like a pet ape?
No, see, that would be the more likely implementation, is that there would be
it would. It would be like small variations of the same thing.
Yeah. But it's like, games are already so fucking full of microtransactions.
Yeah, this already exists. Like,
why would you ever need the blockchain for this?
Right, exactly.
Why would you need to use the amount of energy that a whole house consumes in a day in order to mint that Mario?
It's ridiculous.
Whenever you can just make it and pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
This already exists.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need crypto for this. It's so unfathomably dumb.
And also, who does it benefit but the like people who have the means to buy stuff at ridiculous prices? So
yeah, that have the ability to buy and sell the
this is just like some like
of these
elitist,
things that they're propping up.
This is like some elitist thing. Like this whole concept. It's just
it is capitalism on the highest grade, snorting cocaine for 3 months straight you've ever seen.
Yeah, totally.
It is so far off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
There are no train tracks. It's insane. We should end this show.
Yeah, I was gonna say our recording time has actually officially gone longer than the runtime for Taylor Swift's new album, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I think we've gone longer than the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is longer than Dune, I saw.
Ooh.
Aren't you excited to sit down at a theater for that?
Well, I have an excuse because I still haven't seen the last Spider-Man movie, whatever that one was called.
Oh, I bet your ass it doesn't matter. I bet you it doesn't matter. All right, let's wrap this sucker up.
Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody, if that's something that you celebrate.
Yeah, have a good time playing SMT 5, because everybody should be playing it right now. Treat yourself. Don't buy from scalpers unless you really have to, like some dipshit. The schedule's gonna be perhaps wonky. I'm not sure, so we might not have an episode the week of Thanksgiving, but we might, considering how maybe I'll chop this up. I have no idea.
Honestly, we didn't think it would go this long.
We did not. We were anticipating it being a short one, actually, and then the opposite happened. So maybe you're listening to this the week of Thanksgiving. I don't actually know. So maybe this is all superfluous, but I guess we'll see. But thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at DeadEndRoad. Check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/DeadEndRoadTV. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/DeadEndRoadTV. Do a YouTube search for DeadEndRoad TV, and send us anything at all, like whether, if pretend to be LeVar Burton.
as LeVar Burton is a form of blacks.
Yeah.
Which now that I've had time to think about it, it might very well be.
See, that's what I was.
So we're gonna scrap that. We're gonna scrap that idea.
I think this was an Always Sunny plot.
Yes. And so when we start treading into that territory, actually acting out,
yeah,
Always Sunny, then we have a problem.
like even to do this, I knew you like wouldn't be like buying like grease paint. You know, I know that wouldn't.
Oh no, this was
mind,
a complete. This is just a lazy joke. I would never gonna catfish as anybody.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. So tell us your thoughts on LeVar Burton catfish. That's okay. That's the title of the episode. Video at DeadEndRoad.co, and check out the book and plush bundles over at publishing.deadendroad.co. Thank you for listening. We will see you soon.